Will the Game of Thrones Season 8 release date be brought forward ahead of 2019? Sadly for fans, Game of Thrones won't be released any earlier than next year. HBO has confirmed the 2019 and made the announcement back in January. Season 8 looks likely to hit screens in April 2018. Most of the previous seasons have aired in April or the spring, suggesting that the final cycle could follow suit. Filming has been taking place this year, but it seems it might be ending in summer this year. Actor Liam Cunningham said that the shoot would be wrapped up in the summer. On top of that, it looks like filming is nearing the end after an assistant director accidentally let slip that the show had just completed a mammoth 55-day shoot on a battle sequence. Filming has been taking place in numerous locations across the world, and the inevitable post-production would take time and mean a 2018 release would be impossible. HBO announced back in January that Season 8 wouldn't be back until 2019. The network also revealed details about the directors and writers working on the show's last run. Show bosses have already said they want to take their time on the last season to ensure it's of the highest quality, so it will be worth the wait. A poster has even surfaced purporting to be from Season 8. One fan has claimed to Collider that this is an early version. First look at the new season. While the poster can't be verified as authentic, it seems to suggest that the show won't be back earlier. Production on Season 8 is taking place at various locations around the world. Season 8 of Game of Thrones will be the shortest in the history of the show, with there only 6 episodes. However, each installment will have a longer running time than the average 10-episode season. It's thought that each episode is going to be around 80 minutes, making them more like mini-movies. HBO boss Casey Bloys explained the reasons behind the extra long wait, claiming that crafting the episodes to the highest quality is what is taking so long. They take the time they need to do the show at its highest level of quality. As the show has gone on, it's gotten bigger, big battle scenes, big special effects. The top programming head told Entertainment Weekly, "These things take time. Here's the one thing I can assure you, Dan and Dave were not sitting around on a beach waiting to go back to work. They're perfectionists, and this is the soonest it can come back at a level of quality that they are comfortable with." Game of Thrones Season 8 release date. When will Game of Thrones Season 8 air? Game of Thrones Season 8 is set to be released in 2019 after U.S. network HBO confirmed the later release. In a press release, HBO say, the epic fantasy series Game of Thrones will return for its 6th-episode, 8th and final season in 2019. David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, David Nutter and Miguel Sapochnik will be the directors for the new season. Writers for the new season are David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, Brian Cogman, and Dave Hill. The executive producers of the series are David Benioff, D.B. Weiss, Caroline Strauss, Frank Dolger, and Bernadette Caulfield. Co-executive producers are Brian Cogman, Gaiman Casati, Vince Gerardis and George R.R. Martin. Show creators D.B. Weiss and David Benioff announced in March of last year that Season 8 was given the go-ahead. They also decided that the final season in the franchise would be shorter than usual, consisting of only 6 episodes. Filming for Season 8 began in October 2017 for a 2019 release, but the lengthy production time, combined with the shorter run and bigger budget, have led some fans to speculate whether or not this could result in the release date being brought forward. Maisie Williams tweeted recently that a quote on the release date of Season 8 was completely false and taken from an interview she did years ago. She wrote on Twitter, "Just a tweet letting you know this Game of Thrones release date quote I've supposedly given is completely false and taken from an interview I did years ago. When will the Game of Thrones spin-offs be released? What will happen in Game of Thrones Season 8? Season 7 was one of the most jam-packed runs of the show to date. In an effort to wrap up some storylines, the show abandoned any sense of timing, geography and distance and crammed in as much as possible. While that's not to say it wasn't enjoyable, it was a little disappointing for some fans, when previous seasons had really emphasized the sheer scale of westerns and SOs, and the difficulties that this caused many characters. However, Season 7 also brought us confirmation of the huge fan theory about Jon Snow's parentage, R+L=JIE. Rhaegar Targaryen, Daenerys' brother, and Lyanna Stark, Ned Stark's sister, are in fact his father and mother, and they were married. This means he is not a bastard and the rightful heir to the Iron Throne, ahead of Daenerys, played by Emilia Clarke. Game of Thrones Season 8 leak. Season 8 will focus how the characters deal with this revelation. Will Jon, Kit Harington, and Dany continue their alliance? Or will Dany still be determined to sit on the Iron Throne? There have been suggestions that Daenerys Targaryen could be defeated after fans spotted a supposed plot hole. Along with that, there have been theories that Khal Drogo, Jason Momoa, could finally be back for one more slice of the action, which could spell trouble for Daenerys. The final season will also contain new material from the two unfinished and unpublished A Song of Ice and Fire novels, The Winds of Winter and A Dream of Spring, but we know for sure that things will come to a head with the Night King, Vladimir Furtick. And there's of course a terrifying White Walker dragon to contend with now. A new fan theory has suggested that Jaime Lannister may actually sacrifice himself to save Jon Snow after he learns the truth about his parentage. Game of Thrones looks set to be seeing the return of the creepy Robin Arryn, Lino Faccioli, who has been slated to drive apart Sansa and Arya. One thing seems certain, Cersei Lannister will in the last season, and there's been speculation that she will be in the Dragon Pit after the Game of Thrones crew was spotted filming there. A new theory has suggested that Jon Snow will never sit on the Iron Throne due to a loophole involving the Night's Watch. Some have suggested that Jon could face heartbreak with Daenerys' life on the line in the perilous final season. According to the theory, the Mother of Dragons, who previously thought she was infertile, will fall pregnant after her liaison with Jon. Sadly, she will perish in childbirth, but her babies will live. Another theory again suggests that Dany will perish in Game of Thrones Season 8 by making the ultimate sacrifice. Meanwhile, Gendry could also be getting it off after actor Joe Dempsey recently spoke about working on Season 8. In Season 1 she was told that only death can pay for life, and it looks like she could sacrifice herself to save Westeros. There have been further suggestions that it will be Bran Stark rather than Jon or Daenerys who will sit on the Iron Throne in the end. The three-eyed raven has been given odds by the bookmakers, placing him just behind the duo as the favorite to rule Westeros. A new theory has suggested that the Night King is Azor Ahai and that he was transformed thousands of years ago during the first Long Night. We can also expect there to be some epic battle scenes, like the Battle of the Bastards from Season 6 and Hardhome from Season 5. A recent theory from fans has suggested that the legendary warrior to save the world will be Samwell Tarly, John Bradley, who will be the second coming of Azor Ahai. However, Sam will have to her lover Gilly, Hannah Murray, in order to fulfill a prophecy. One thing that seems to be certain is that there will be a lot of deaths in the last run of Game of Thrones. The cast reportedly broke down in tears through a Season 8 read-through as multiple characters were ed off. On top of that, it looks like the Stark ancestral home of Winterfell will become a focal point, with recent images showing the castle on fire. On set, it's not known whether the castle will be attacked by White Walkers or Cersei's troops. Despite the blaze at the Winterfell set, there have been suggestions that the home of the Starks won't be completely razed to the ground. A new clip emerged showing that the set was still standing and filming taking place. Along with the Winterfell set, fans have spotted another new set being built, this time a tower, which hints that we could see new locations in Season 8. Harington has also been seen filming in Dubrovnik, Croatia with Lena Headey, Who plays Cersei Lannister? The images have left fans trying to figure out why the characters are working together. Will these shots come shortly before the Mad Queen betrays a loyal and trusting Jon? Sarah Davos Seaworth star Liam Cunningham recently suggested that fans could expect a bittersweet conclusion to Game of Thrones. He cryptically told RTE Entertainment, George R.R. Martin, writer of the original books, described the end as bittersweet, and it is. A new fan theory has emerged, suggesting that Cersei Lannister could be betrayed by the Iron Bank when Daenerys flies to meet them on the back of a dragon. In an interview, Natalie Emmanuel has hinted that Daenerys could also betray Jon Snow in her bid for the Iron Throne. Fans have spotted a brand new set which was built near the Castle Black One in Mag Aramorn Quarry, which is much bigger than some of the others. There's been some speculation that this huge new set could be site of a big battle which is still yet to be filmed. There have been lots of theories floating about on the plot of Season 8. And most recently some have suggested that Cersei Lannister could be transformed into the Night Queen after she's set by her enemies. Other fans have said that the Night King will in fact destroy Cersei by sending his dragon to burn King's Landing to the ground while everyone is distracted by the fight in the north. It's plausible given that Daenerys has had such visions previously of the throne room covered in ash, hinting at a possible dragon attack. Many are also fairly sure that she will be in the last run and that her brother and lover Jaime Lannister will be the one to do the deed. However, a new theory has emerged that hints that it could be Euron Greyjoy, Pilu Asbek, who as Cersei and tries to take the Iron Throne. Other theories have suggested that it will be Jon who destroys the Mad Queen in a final battle for Westeros. Perhaps the biggest battle will involve the White Walkers against mankind, the ultimate fight between ice and fire. Lots of fans have been speculating that Bran Stark could be the one to stop the Night King rather than Jon. According to Game of Thrones folklore, there is a last hero who will save the world, and many are speculating that Bran Stark could be this figure and defeat the Night King. Recently actor Tobias Menzies addressed whether his character Edmure Tully would be making a comeback after getting taken prisoner by the Lannisters. Who will be in the cast of Game of Thrones Season 8? There have been reports that child Disney actor Dylan Sprouse is going to be Game of Thrones Season 8 as Rhaegar Targaryen. The role was previously played by Wilf Scolding in Season 7, but new reports have suggested the Sprouse will be taking on the character. Sprouse is of course the brother of Riverdale actor Cole Sprouse, who plays Jughead Jones in the CW drama. The major players are set to be back for the final run, including Kit Harington as Jon Snow, Emilia Clarke as Daenerys Targaryen, Peter Dinklage as Tyrion Lannister, and Lena Headey as Cersei Lannister. Game of Thrones features an ensemble cast, which will also see Liam Cunningham reprising his part as Ser Davos Seaworth, Nikolai Coster-Waldau as Jaime Lannister, Jerome Flynn as Bronn, Conleth Hill as Varys, and John Bradley as Samwell Tarly. Maisie Williams will be reprising her part as the no-nonsense Arya Stark. However, she suggested that her character might not make it to the end. She told Jimmy Kimmel that she knew the end of the epic saga and hinted that Arya could in the final season. EastEnders actress Alice Noakes was confirmed for Game of Thrones Season 8, joining the show as a character called